14 states in 14 days. We're doing it by motorcycle. It's called Biking the Battleground. Nashville, Tennessee. The music city has turned into a bit of a dive over the years, but it still has a thriving Tea Party presence, one of the strongest and loudest in the nations, as a matter of fact. And I sit down with Ray Keohane, one of the board members of Nashville Tea Party, in her own Nashville home. So let's talk about what you guys are seeing down here in Nashville for political issues. What are the top, say, three concerns the Tea Party in Nashville is looking at?
Well, they just raised our property taxes 34%.
Okay.
And that's really that's big. So that's one of our concerns.
And you said that Nashville is rapidly turning blue.
Rapidly.
And so what does that mean for being a conservative living in the midst of all this blue?
We are completely outnumbered. And we are silent, which is something that makes me scared. Because if we remain silent, we are never going to be able to get anything to change.
Interesting. That's kind of what critics of Democrats who want to abolish the Electoral College system say would happen. The silencing, complete silencing of conservative voices, and those voices outside the main Democratic stronghold of the cities.
That, to me, would be destruction of the two-party system. We would have no chance ever in a national election to win the presidency if they do away with the Electoral College. And if Biden gets in by some chance, the devil is really working hard. And I don't mean that as a joke. If he gets in and packs the court, we're done. We're done. And there's no place else to go. And there's no other country to go to.
What do you think of Trump?
I wish he'd stop tweeting. But I like him. I liked him as a New Yorker. He got things done. I mean, if it wasn't for him, they would still be working on that ice rink in Central Park and that carousel. He made that happen. He took it over, the construction, the renovations, and he made that happen. He has had to deal with a lot of problems, a lot of obstacles in New York. If you listen to him, he talks like a real person, like a real New Yorker. And that's the thing that I don't think people get about him. When he answers a question, he's answering it, he's telling you exactly what he thinks. You are not getting the BS that you get from like Kamala Harris or whatever, however you say her name. You're not getting these things that go around whatever you asked. You're getting an answer to the question. I don't know why that seems to be a problem for people. I appreciate that.
You as a member of the Tea Party had to have watched with interest, especially when Donald Trump first came into the White House, and the Republicans fought him almost as much, if not more, than the Democrats.
Yes.
Now, speak to that issue.
No, I completely blame the Republicans for the fact that Nancy Pelosi is Speaker of the House, and most of the blame I put on Paul Ryan. Because Paul Ryan never liked Trump.
If Trump wins again, what would you like him to see? What would you like him to do in the next administration? What are the top Tea Party concerns?
So I would like to see some work done on the deficit spending. We have to get rid of this deficit. This is going to kill us if we cannot get this under control. And the problem for him is he going to get a Congress that's actually going to work with him?
What's your outlook on America?
I'm concerned. I'm very concerned. And I have been traveling around the country for the last 3 or 4 months. My daughters and I are driving every state this year. 48 states. Not Hawaii and Alaska, but all the 48 contiguous states. When I look at those parts of the country, like outside of the cities, all you see are Trump signs. All you see are little towns with churches and people. I mean, doors are open. You know, you actually see that's the America that I remember, that I learned about. So if you get out of the cities, it's very promising and it's very hopeful. But I don't live in that part of the country. I don't live in those parts of the country. And I don't live outside the city. I live in a city. And here I see a lot of, it's depressing. You know, that's the way it is. You know, if you don't want to hear an answer, then don't ask me a question.
No, that's right.
Refreshing voices, bold voices, voices from all over America. That's Biking the Battlegrounds. That's what it's all about. Next stop, Kentucky. It's called Biking the Battleground, and I can't wait to meet you on the road.